It's a super busy world in the JRPG world as Trails of Cold Steel 2 hits the streets. We've got news on a brand new Atelier game, as well as a new Dragon Quest game. And let's not forget our weekly tidbit of Final Fantasy VII Remake rumors and news. That's all coming up next on the JRPG Report, episode 62. A big hello to all you awesome JRPG fans out there, and a huge thank you for waiting a week for the newest podcast, as last week I was at the beach on vacation, and I was going to try to do a podcast down there, just using my phone and a little lapel microphone that I had, and two things. It really wasn't the quality that I was looking for. I couldn't find a really good place to record that had good acoustics. I'm used to using my Blue Yeti microphone and just couldn't really reproduce that. And two, even though it was vacation, I really didn't have time. As odd as that may sound, with the family and things going on down there, there just really wasn't a whole lot of time. There was a couple things I wanted to talk about, and we'll touch on those here briefly, but just thanks for being patient and coming back this week, and we'll hit it full bore. First and foremost, last night I finally got to dive into Trails of Cold Steel 2, so if you guys are out there playing along as well, big shout out to you. Hopefully you're not too much further than I am. I only got about an hour to play and really get into it. Of course, even though it is a direct sequel, literally taking place a month afterwards from the first one, you still go back to level 40 and all your skills are gone and all your hard-fought experience down the drain. I think it's level 40 you go back to, but I didn't. Now, I've got my clear save data, of course, from my Vita file, but I kind of just wanted to start over, and since I am live streaming the entire thing, I didn't want to start off, with this huge beefed up character that would plow through the game. That's not much fun to watch. So, funny quick story, I did start the live stream last night, but was so excited to get into it that I forgot to stream the first little story part, but it was basically just retelling the first part of the first one, so nobody missed anything. And I think I got through the first tutorial battle before I realized I wasn't live streaming and turned it on. But I was frustrated. You guys ever have this happen when your child or significant other or even yourself lose the remote to the television? Now, this didn't used to be a problem back in the day because, TV still had buttons on them, but my TV doesn't have any buttons on it. So if you lose the remote, you are up the creek. I even tried to download a remote for on my phone, which would be awesome. I probably need to do that. But then the TV is like, it needs me to verify, via pressing a button on the remote, which I've lost. So, hello television, I wouldn't need this app if I still had the remote. Anyway, all that being said, let's get into the reason why you came here. You didn't hear me to ramble on about random stuff, but we did have some quick news. Let's kind of go back to maybe you heard about this, maybe you didn't. This one we had heard. Square Enix came out and said, there's a new Dragon Quest game coming out for smartphones, and the announcement about the announcement. Well, we finally got what that was, and now keep in mind this is Japan only for the meantime, but it's called Dragon Quest Walk for iOS and Android devices. It'll come out sometime this year in Japan. They're doing beta testing on it here in the next week. So obviously the immediate comparison is going to be to Pokemon Go, where you travel around, you walk around in your town and you fight various fights and just stuff. If you guys get a chance, check out the promotional commercial they put out for this thing. It is incredible. Like, all the Dragon Quest enemies are kind of in, I guess, Tokyo, walking around with citizens, and they're interacting with them, and some of them they're running away from and scared. Some of them they're just playing with, and they're cute, and it's you see a bunch of the skeletons on the subway running through and walking out. It looks so good. And of course that's just a commercial, but they did tease just a little bit of gameplay, and it looks like it's going to be a fairly cool little game. And any reason to get out and get more active is a good thing. There's been a lot of success stories with people playing Pokemon Go and leading more active lifestyles. That's not a bad thing at all for us gamers. But if this one were to come stateside, I would be signing up for a beta test in a heartbeat. I think it's a really cool idea, and we need more things like that. But that's still kind of a long shot, I would say. But that was the news. We're not getting another bad port of an old Dragon Quest game, onto your smartphone. You don't have to worry about that. But we'll cover this a little bit in more detail, I guess, once we get. I don't want to talk a ton about it since it's not coming west yet, but we'll talk about that a little bit more if, in fact, that does happen. But the juicy tidbit was also after the announcement that they were talking. They were talking with Yurihori, the creator, and he said, quote, while still not has been formally announced, he said, quote, by the way, about Dragon Quest XII, which I'm sure is on everyone's mind. Actually, they were talking to Ike, and he said, me and Yuri are currently making preparations on series development that will connect to 12. He said, I think it's still too early, but we'd like to announce it in some form, so please wait a little bit longer. I think this is exactly how you need to do announcements. Be honest with your people. I mean, they're not even... I mean, obviously, Dragon Quest doesn't change that much from title to title that, it's going to rewrite the book next time, but it's in the early stages. Of course, we knew they would be working on it. It's been a while since 11 got released, so not really news that they're working on it, but it's good to know. And we're still quite a ways away from it. And that's a good thing. Now, here's how not to do a game announcement, in my opinion. So just last week, right, we had Atelier La Luna release, PS4, Switch, literally just hit the shelves. And so the next day or something, we get an announcement from Gust about Atelier Ryza. I guess that's how you say it, Ryza. The next entry in the series. So most fans maybe just are peeling off the plastic from this game, if they got it at all, and they're already talking about the next game. Again, not surprising that you're working on the next title. That's how businesses operate, but I just think it's a little odd that your fan base that just bought this game, you're basically saying, here's the next one in little to no time. It will launch this fall in Japan. So not a whole lot's known about it so far. There was a teaser trailer and some character art. And let me tell you this game looks good. Like, they have actually said that they're going to make some more lifelike improvements, or what's the word for it? Lifelike anime? Whatever exactly that means. And you really don't know until you see the images. You're like, oh, okay, it looks like there's some more exploration in actual fields. The character models look good. The towns look really good. It doesn't have necessarily... It still has that look, but it looks good. They look like they really tried to design a new one. So I will be interested to see a little bit more on this title as we get more information about literally, I mean, just popping up on it. So if you guys want to check out that, I may try to post that trailer on the Facebook page. By the way, I'm going to try to do that a little bit more. I've been a little slack on certain things, so that is something that's certainly like to do is make the Facebook page a little more interactive and put some more content on it. By the way, that was called Atelier Ryza, the Queen of Eternal Darkness and Secret Hideout. I believe that will be starting a new sub-series, if I'm not mistaken. We had some Ys 9 information come out. There's a new commercial and information all about the new characters, some of their supernatural actions. This game is fleshing out to look pretty cool. We did get some information that Adel was his oldest that he's been in this series, so we're seeing kind of a new look to him. There's a limited edition coming out in Japan that looks pretty cool. There's wanted posters for all the Monstrum. We got new characters, Doll, Raging Bull, and Renegade, and their respective abilities all kind of fleshed out. Doll is a android, is that right? A doll-like monstrum. She has the ability to see invisible objects that humans are unable to. Raging Bull, as you would guess, is a tank-like strong character. She's a female, obviously, but has kind of some bull looking horns to it. She specializes in pure power and wields a large warhammer that she swings with vigor in battle. So she looks to be a pretty awesome character. And then you've got Renegade, who is due to his strange, worn-out clothes, he got the nickname Renegade. So very cool stuff. Still a ways off on that one coming out, but it was good to get some more information all about that. New news on Mary Skelter 2 for the Switch. It will launch on August the 22nd in Japan. Compile Heart announced that, so probably looking for a maybe a spring or late winter release for that. Western publisher Idea Factor International will be bringing that one to the West. We had a trademark for Collection of Mana go in Europe. This one came out, they trademarked Collection of Mana in Europe on May the 31st. So they did the same thing back in February in Japan. So it certainly looks like we are going to be getting the Zingadenetsu collection for the first 3 games coming westward. This one came out in Japan. Of course, all 3 games came out in Japan on that collection back in June of 2017. So, quote, we've obviously heard a lot of demands and requests for the game to release in the West, and that's something we will do our best to hopefully achieve, but nothing is certain at this time. Well, it looks like things are starting to look a little more certain, and Western fans will finally be able to play all 3 games in their beauty. We got an announcement about an announcement. I love these, right? So Atlas will host a Catherine full body party following E3 in Los Angeles on July the 12th, where they will be making a surprise announcement about the game. So it's hard to imagine a surprise announcement about a game that already has been released many years ago, but that is what they're going to do. We've got a new overview of the game that is a full-bodied remaster. Yeah, 2011 was when that first came out on the PS3. They were saying it's bigger and better than before, improved visuals and gameplay, brand new music, enhanced multiplayer, and much more await in this enticing new package. You're going from a love triangle now to a love square with the new character Rin, of course. Puzzling puzzles if you desire, they say. Are you looking for a challenge? When the arrange mode adds complex linked blocks to once familiar levels, requiring new techniques and strategies to conquer them. It's not cheating, they say, just looking to enjoy the story. Well, safety mode will give players the option to activate autoplay at any point during a puzzle. Then you sit back and enjoy Vincent's tragic tale. Well, that's pretty cool. This is a game that I own on PS3, but just never got a chance to play it. oddly enough. That seems like a weird thing to say, but I'm sure you guys also have backlogs full of games that you never got around to play. And Catherine is certainly not a game I'm going to buy when it releases, but in a year from now, when it's on sale for $20 or something, that seems like a pretty good time to check it out. Coming out in just a few more days, we're going to get Dragonstar Veneer. There is a new overview trailer. It's a 5-minute trailer that really breaks down all the game's elements and stories, talking about witches and their need to drink like dragon blood in order to prevent them from turning into dragons. And now there's only 10 witches left in the world who are trying to somehow reverse this curse that they've got on them. And then the new character, Zephy, who was a knight trying to hunt them and the dragons down till he was mortally wounded. And now he has now been infected with this curse as well. Again, this one is coming out on June the 11th on PS4 in North America and June 14th in Europe. There's an interesting mechanic there with the 3 levels of battle going on. Idea Factory International will be putting this one out soon, and it's one I'm keeping on my radar. Again, maybe not a game that I buy when it comes out, because I'll still be, full-blown in Cold Steel 2, but down the road, this could be something that maybe at a cheaper price point might be something I'll look into getting for sure. Speaking of E3 announcements, we're going to, of course, know more about Final Fantasy VII Remake, and my goodness, you guys, kind of what I touched on before with all these rumors going around. Some of them have already been proven to be untrue, and that's why I don't report on rumors, because most of the time they're not. It does look like this is going to be a 2-part release, probably going to be full price. We still don't know anything more than that. We will know. I guarantee we will learn so much at E3. Square Enix Live E3 2019 will go on June the 10th at 6 o'clock, and you better believe, if not before then, we will know so much concrete information about Final Fantasy VII Remake that we don't have to worry about rumors anymore. We will know so much, and we will talk about them on this very podcast. Also, I didn't really dive into it too much, but Square Enix had some financial report information out there, and basically everybody was freaking out because they thought that FF7 Remake was getting pushed back or not coming out as soon as they thought it would because of these numbers. And what these numbers really would reveal, and what we weren't accounting for, was, oh, by the way, remember, they're doing that Avengers game. They announced it back in January 2017, being developed by Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal. That game is going to be revealed worldwide at E3 at the before-mentioned event, June the 10th, at 6 o'clock p.m. That's 9 o'clock Eastern for us on the right coast. So that's going to be big, and it'll be very interesting to see what direction they kind of took. Is this going to be more like, like the X-Men Legends game, or is this going to be just a pure action game? Will it have RPG elements to it? Is it going to be like the new game coming out for the Switch, or what? So I'm very interested to see how they approach this. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm excited to see. I'm hoping it has some RPG elements to it, because obviously Avengers is a brand that most of us can get behind and be excited about it. So let's hope that it is something pretty cool. Quickly, we did have if you're interested in it, the Ni no Kuni movie. Well, it's coming out August the 23rd in Japan. That's really all I can really tell you about it. Warner Brothers did announce. I'm assuming that we will get this westward at some point. I'm not super excited about this. I guess we'll just wait and see how it is. But it's kind of one of those deals like, you kind of burned me pretty good on. Now, if I'd have loved part 2, like I liked part 1, then I'd be a little more interested in it. But we'll just wait and see on that one. We finally got a single screenshot of the upcoming Switch RPG Town, and that is it. Remember, this got announced back at September of 2018. Famitsu featured a image of really all we can tell is the main character facing off against a giant bird-like creature in the air. It is supposed to come out sometime this year. I'm guessing that we will see this at E3 as well, but it looks pretty good. You see the character on the left side and the enemy on the right in some turn-based battle with a options wheel kind of around him, a little bit like Trails, but a little more isometric looking, or not us, but the perspective is more behind the character. I'm liking the way it looks. The Switch could really use a title like this, and we will see. Actually, that's not a bird. He's got one leg on the ground and one leg up, kind of like a stork. It's a very odd-looking monster. It kind of defies explanation. It's one of those things you gotta see to believe. There's wings on it, but it doesn't look like it's going to fly too easily. But that's a game I'm certainly looking forward to. Switch has got some really cool games, and this looks to be like it could be another one of them. Story that came out last week we didn't get to talk about, but we are getting a high-definition remaster of Star Ocean First Departure. That was the very first one that came out way back in the day on the Super Famicom. Now, this is a remake of the PSP remake that came out in 2007. I'm very excited about this game. Never got to play it, either version. Back in the days, I only had a Vita. Did not have the original PSP. This game looks cool. Hopefully it won't be like a full-priced game. I certainly can't imagine that it would be. You know, we just got part 4 not too long ago. I'm guessing that they're looking at doing all of them eventually, and then gauge that interest, and then see what it would be like to go forward with. But no other announcement, no price, no release date. It did say that it would have new features and will be available on the PS4 and the Switch. That sounds like a perfect Switch title. Some of the artwork did come out for the characters Roderick, Millie, and Dorn, and they look pretty awesome, if I do say so. Maybe it definitely reminds you of that early PS1 into PS2 era look on stuff. Very excited to see more of that game and get some more information, perhaps again at E3. Now, prior to E3, and lasting for 10 days, starting on June the 7th to June the 17th, PlayStation's Days of Play 2019 will kick off, and there are some killer deals to be had. And I don't know any specifics about like JRPG titles, but we do play games other than those. If you are a PlayStation player, this is the time to get some good stuff. They've got new promotional systems out there. But the thing that really caught my attention, first off, if you need a new DualShock, this is the best time to get it, without a doubt. In the U.S., they're going to be $40, including a special edition one as well, if you're looking to get that. 3 games that they're looking at. This may not be right, but they have Days Gone on there down to $20. They got God of War on there for $20, and they got Spider-Man for $20. I've not picked up Spider-Man. You better believe I'm getting Spider-Man during these 10 days, because $20 is just ridiculous. There's going to be PlayStation hit games are going to be as cheap as $10. Brand new games for $10. Yes, please. There will be a lot more of it, but I'm going to wait until I think the sale goes live until we get a full list of those titles. You can check out the as well as my PlayStation Store. There will be select retailers. I'm guessing GameStop, Best Buy, Walmart. They should all have that. Amazon. They should have that for you if you're looking to get into some great deals on some great games. That's all the news I really had for this week. Again, hope you guys are playing along with me, Trails of Cold Steel 2. If you're not, you can check out my live stream every night. We usually go live around 10 o'clock, give or take, and usually wrap it up around 12 or so. So if you guys want to hop on there, you can always comment, and I'll try to comment back during a cutscene or something like that. I don't have the live chat going on. That's really not something I want to get into just yet, but definitely get a chance to check that out. That would be awesome. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. Head over to our Facebook page. Give us a like over there. Follow and join that awesome community. I had a really cool chat the other day with a new member, Jordan, and my old friend Jason. We were talking all about Trails of Cold Steel, and he was a new player to the series and wanted to know if he could jump in without playing like Trails of the Sky or anything. I was like, what I told him is what I've told you guys before. I jumped right in with Cold Steel. I didn't play the previous games. I'm going to. I actually picked those up on Steam. So before I play Part 3, I'm going to try to play through the Trails in the Sky trilogy. But like I told him, if you're new to the series, feel free to jump in with Part 1 and 2 right now. You would gain some insight by playing those previous games, but by no means do you have to play them. Now, you had to play Part 1 before you played Part 2. Don't mistake that. But it was cool having that conversation. We also talked a little bit about Xenoblade Chronicles and how I hadn't played Part 1 but did love Part 2 so much. And this is a public service announcement to Nintendo if you are listening. Please remake Xenoblade Chronicles for the Switch in HD, because I think that will sell very well. I don't know why they've not done more. They've done some Wii titles. Obviously, we've got a few, but any title like that of quality needs to be on the Switch in HD. It makes no sense to me why they've not done that as some digital, at least as digital only, right? But that's about all I have for you guys this week. If you'll check out those things, don't forget you can download the Anchor app and support this podcast directly. That'd be awesome if you guys would do that. It'll help me bring that out every week with some new news and things to chat about. But we'll wrap it up for this week. Don't forget, turn back in next week. We'll have some exciting E3 news, I'm sure, to talk about, and talk a little bit more about Trails of Cold Steel. And anything else you guys want to talk about, just leave me a comment on the Facebook page, and we will do that. But until next time, guys, get back out there and level up.